What's up everybody, Jamie here, lead anchor at the Sharonatsea Cruise Crew. I'm coming at you from Sharonatsea headquarters, and we're here today to talk about, I don't know if it's a hot topic or not, but something I think is the biggest concern for people when they go cruising. What happens if I fall overboard? And does it even really ever happen? Let's talk about it next. I'd say probably the biggest concern people have, and the thing they're most afraid of when going on a cruise, is what happens if somebody goes overboard. I mean, parents especially, when they take their kids, on our Facebook group, Cruising Carnival with Kids, people talk about that all the time. It's their first time on a cruise, they have toddlers, kids are in their terrible twos, they're jumpers, they're climbers, they're all over the place, and it's a concern parents have. Well, it might put you at ease to know that rarely ever is an overboard case a child. Normally it's an adult. And probably about half of the time it's passengers, and the other half of the time it's crew members. When passenger involved, usually it's alcohol based. When a crew member is involved, usually it has to do with maybe some kind of a mental health issue or something like that, and they're just trying to put life behind them. Statistics show in 2018 there were 23 cases of people going overboard, and that's out of 20 million passengers out there. But unfortunately, out of those 23, only 3 people survived. So if you do go overboard, chances are you won't be getting back on that ship, and that is unfortunate. As a matter of fact, since November of this year, there have been 5 cases of people going overboard. 3 of them have been passengers, 2 of them were employees. Most recently, a young man by the name of Aaron Hugh, or Huff, I'm not sure the pronunciation, so forgive me on that, was found to go overboard on a Royal Caribbean Harmony of the Seas cruise ship, and that actually happened on Christmas Day. When Aaron didn't show up for his shift on Tuesday, you know, the other crew members were alerted and they went looking for him, and it turned out that video surveillance showed him entering an area at about 4 a.m. That morning and then not being seen again. So it is unfortunate that it'll happen, but those situations are extremely rare. A widely publicized case of someone going overboard from 2016 was just settled within the last few days, and that's when a judge said that Carnival Cruise Lines was not guilty in the death of a Texas mother of 4 when she went overboard in May off of the Carnival Liberty cruise ship. 33-year-old Samantha Roberge from Texas got on the Carnival Liberty for a 4-day Caribbean cruise, and she was going with 2 of her girlfriends, so it looked like it was just a girls' cruise. And they were just going to have the usual amount of fun that girls can have when they get together and have a blast on a cruise ship. Well, the first night of the cruise, reports are that Samantha was drinking, climbed up on a lounger, sat on a balcony railing, and fell overboard. And that was at roughly about 2 a.m. Now, following that incident, Samantha's husband filed a lawsuit against Carnival Cruise Line, alleging that Carnival was responsible for her death and that they were the ones that were over-serving her alcohol. Apparently, she showed a few beers and up to 7 double vodka drinks that she had on that first day on the cruise ship. Now, this is a pretty widely publicized case, and in the end result, the judges found that Carnival was not going to be held liable for this incident. I mean, it's a terrible thing for the family, and I know it's devastating. I guess maybe you could understand a little bit that, you know, a cruise ship bartender's not looking at people in the same way that a bartender would at the Applebee's down the road or something like that. I mean, it's not like somebody has to get in their car and drive back to their cabin. They just have to walk back. So in this case, Carnival was found not guilty in the death of this mother of 4 from Texas. So despite most instances of people going overboard ending in tragedy, do I think it's something you really have to worry about if you're going on a cruise for the first time? No. Chances are nothing like that would ever happen. And when you consider that half of the people that go overboard are jumping on purpose, the chances of you falling overboard go down even more. I will say this though, if you've had a few too many cocktails, stay away from the railing. Put off trying to get that perfect selfie until you've sobered up a little bit. And if you're hanging out with some of your friends and they've had a little bit too much to drink, make sure they get back to the cabin safe before you retire yourself. Now, thanks a lot for listening, and if you guys enjoyed this little piece of news from the Sharonatsea news desk, Give us a thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button. In the comments below, tell us what you like about the story. Or what you didn't like. We'll see if we can't share some more cool cruise news with you in the future. Until then, thanks for listening, and remember, happy cruising.